Hello there, friends and followers, and welcome to this live stream. This is Q8Pilot, your host for today's stream, and today we are going to be flying the Flight Factor Boeing 777-300ER on a real-world scheduled flight by Air Canada Flight 419 service from Montreal to Toronto. So, this scenery is a freeware scenery that I found on the Explain.org, and we are going to start setting up our aircraft. And so for this, we are going to bring up Sim Toolkit Pro, and we're going to go to the really dated control panel of this aircraft momentarily. First, I'd like to welcome everyone to the stream, and we've got with us today J340. Omari, hello there. Glad you could make it. Matt, hello. Scott, Mamdouh, HyperX, Dougal, hello there, my friend. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for all your support. We've got UW Force from Germany. Hello there, my friend. We've got Baz from Hungary. Hello there. Monish, DA Simulations, John, and then we've got with us Sven. It's Delix, Jet Blast Studios, Snaz MC. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to bring up Sim Toolkit Pro, if I can find it. Let's see here. Not sure where is Sim Toolkit Pro, but it looks like it's hidden behind. I know what I did here. All right, here we go. So that's Sim Toolkit Pro, and we're going to bring up the really dated control panel of the 777. Here, let's make sure this is always on top. All right, that's cool. I'm not sure if you guys can see the menu, but here's it. Why is it showing that the flight is almost like right there? Anyway, all right. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to make sure the door's on manual. We're going to connect the ground power unit, stairs, fuel truck, passenger bus. And by the way, you need the stairs. You need all of these items in order to be able to load the aircraft. We are going to open these doors here. And then we're going to head to the Sim Toolkit Pro plan. And this is, by the way, integrated with SimBrief. So we're going to take the passengers, 374, 374, sensitive keyboard there. And Flip757 says, today is my birthday. Thank you for this live stream. It's a nice birthday present. Well, happy birthday, my friend. I hope that you're enjoying your special day. Ali Brahimi, hello there, my friend, and welcome to the stream. Cargo weight today, 1,600 kilos. APU time, 20 minutes, and taxi time, another 20 minutes. Takeoff fuel today is 15,200. And that gives us a final total fuel of 16,880 kilograms of fuel. Total weight is 227,449. All right, we're ready to load the aircraft. So as you can see now, the aircraft is loading. All right, while the aircraft loads, there are a couple of things I want to show you guys. So I decided to fly the older livery of the Air Canada. I felt that it looked better than the new one on the 777. So yeah, we're going to be flying this aircraft today in this livery. And I've made a couple of mods to the aircraft, which I'm going to show you. So the wings here, as you can see, are modded. And they are by MB Liveries. MB Liveries, by the way, creates really fantastic liveries for X-Plane, P3D, and everything. So that's one. The other mod is the engines. So your engines may not look like the ones you see here. And the reason being, they're modded. So yeah, so these are definitely different. The blades are modded, and the gear as well. Jumping into the 3D cockpit. I'm not sure what is going on in the cockpit, but everything looks bluish. Huh. And I have no clue why, but we might need to restart X-Plane in order for this to go away. I'm not sure what I've done here. That's strange. All right, let's see if we can go to... Yeah, I have no clue what's going on. This is a dated aircraft, so yeah, we can expect some issues to take place. But let me see if I can fix this somehow. Maybe we can change the livery. Let's see if that fixes the issue. No, that does not fix the issue. And I kind of lost the menu. All right. All right, guys, I got to go back and perhaps restart X-Plane, and I'll be right back. Let's see here. All right, folks, we are back once more, and hopefully we won't encounter issues again. Let me bring up the menu here again. It looks like we're going to have to do this again. So let's make sure this is always on top. And this time around, we're going to try to be careful. All right, so number of passengers we're going to get from the flight plan here. I think I went too far. There we go. 374 for the passengers, 374, and cargo weight 1,600. APU time 20 minutes, taxi time 20 minutes, total takeoff fuel 15,200. That's about 15 tons of fuel. And then doors to manual. We're going to connect the GPU, stairs, fuel truck, and the passenger bus. And we are going to open the doors so that we can load the aircraft. Julian, hello there, my friend, and welcome. I'm doing very well. Really excited to be here with you guys tonight and stream for you guys this flight Air Canada 419. So we're ready. Let's go ahead and load the aircraft. All right. So we can put this away, and hopefully we don't get the same issue. All right. So while the aircraft is loading, we are going to head over to the overhead panel. Let's see if, there we go, and put this out of the way. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery. Battery is turned on, and APU gen, APU, and start the APU. Buses are turned on, and we have their primary, that was the thrust lever. And let's see here. If the cockpit sounds are too loud for you guys, let me know, please. Are you using Active Sky? No, I am not using Active Sky. I'm using default X-Plane weather with X-Vision. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on the generators here. Window heat can go on. We're going to turn all these buttons on, auto for the hydraulics. And plane is still loading, so we'll leave the passenger sides for now. And we're going to make sure the engine ECC is on normal. Tell you, this aircraft absolutely needs to be revamped from the ground up. All right, we'll leave the fuel. We're just going to turn the left forward pump. And we're going to turn on the recirc fans. Set the temperature right about here. Packs, trim air, bleed air. And looks like we can start the APU. Yeah. So APU is on. Engine bleeds, pressurization. And we can also set the ADIRS now and the thrust. All right, all looks good here. And the plane is now loaded, so we are good. So what we're going to do is we're going to close the doors. Doors are closed. Doors can go to automatic. And we're going to remove custom failures, real time. We'll leave real limits. And that's about it. We can remove passenger bus, fuel truck, and stairs. And actually, we can now remove the GPU. But we're going to have to turn on the bus ties again. All right. So we are now good there. We're going to turn on the cargo temp right there. And we're going to turn on our radios, set it to VHF. And we're going to do the same thing right down here. All right, looks good here. And we're going to do the same thing over here. All looks good. We're going to squawk, let's see, 2, 5, 7, 4. Yep, all looks good here. And now we can set the FMC. All right. Time to align, almost there. Okay. So let's go ahead and clear the screen. And I would welcome User and Paul to the stream. And we are now going to go to initialization, and we are going to enter our departing airport, Charlie. By the way, it keeps saying nav data out of date, but it's actually updated. This is the latest Navigraph AIROC database available. So, but it keeps giving me this message. So we are currently at Charlie Yankee. Forget the airport. Let's see here. Charlie Yankee Uniform Lima. Charlie Yankee Uniform Lima. All right, and we're going to grab the GPS position and set it here in the scratch pad. We're going to go to the route and enter the... Now, the origin should have been already in the scratch pad, but again, this is a really dated aircraft. Charlie Yankee Uniform Lima. And we are going to Toronto, and that is Charlie Yankee Yankee Zulu. We are Air Canada Flight 419er. And we stick that here and activate and execute. All right, let's take a note here of the departing runway. We are going to be departing today, runway 24 right, through, and there is no SID, so we're going to fly direct, execute. And let's go to the routes page. Next, so we are going to fly direct to Bob Key. And from Bob Key, we're going to fly direct to Melty. And from Melty, direct to Torney. And then it's going to be our star, which is the Ragged 5 star, into Toronto runway 23. All right, let's execute that. Let's go to the departures and arrivals and select the arrival. And scroll down, that's the Ragged 5 star through the Torney transition, and we are going to look for ILS runway 23 and execute. Let's go to the legs page. There's one discontinuity here. Let's go ahead and clear that, and let's look at the rest of the plan. Everything looks good. All right. So we're going to take a look at our plan in just a moment here. Let's go ahead and finish up with the performance. So RTE data is done. Let's go here. All right, so performance initialization. We can simply click on request. It will enter everything for us automatically. And we'll look at the reserve now. Reserve is 3.5, so 4 and 3 about 7. And that is intercruise altitude today is 32,000 feet. And the cost index is 15. All right. Thrust limit, let's see here. We're going to say 57. And that is going to derate our takeoff to 98.2%. Takeoff, flaps 5 for departure. And we can click on request data here. And we get a center of gravity of 26% and a trim of 5.75. We're going to turn the speeds on. That gives us a final V2 of 152. Now I'm going to tell you guys, this aircraft is really dated, and the takeoff, so the climb, the VNAV climb and descent is absolutely terrible. So, but I found ways to kind of work it around, and hopefully we'll be able to, have a pleasant flight. Okay, we've got Aviator Mark. Hello there, my friend. Renzo, hello there, my friend, and welcome. All right, let's go ahead and, so everything is done. The FMC is now done. So let's go ahead and very quickly take a look at our, let's go to Navigraph. This is our flight today. As you can see, we're departing Toronto, Montreal, runway 24 right, direct to Bob Key, direct to Melty, direct to Torney, the Ragged 5, runway 23. If we can quickly take a look here at the approach into Toronto, and if this is runway 23, and as you can see here, 3,000 is our platform altitude to intercept the localizer runway 23 at our destination. So we are looking good, folks, and everything is set here. Let's go ahead and set our altitude to 32,000 feet. 32,000 is set. And let's take a look at the weather. We don't need this here, so let me just take this away. All right. So if we take a look at the weather here at Montreal, We've got 230-23 gusting winds, so we expect a rough takeoff. Few clouds at visibility 15, few clouds at 3,500, scattered at 6,000. Altimeter is 2982. So let's set the altimeter 2982 is set, and we're pretty much good now. All right. So we are going to turn on the non-smoking seatbelt signs on. And let's see here, what do we need to do here? Auto start to on. Let's turn on our fuel pumps, and beacon and nav lights are turned on. And now the gate is moving away, as you can see. All right, now for the pushback, we are going to use the built-in pushback with the aircraft, because for some reason the better pushback does not work very well with this aircraft. I'm not sure why. So let's put this down. Okay, so auto brake to rejected takeoff, and we can now push the aircraft out of its position and start the engine. So we can't do it at the same time, but let's do the following. Let's switch to external view. Guys want this livery or you want the older livery? I'm good with both, whatever you guys like. Hey Gibby, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. If you guys would like to fly the old Air Canada livery, I'll be more than happy to switch it. Otherwise, we're gonna keep this one. So the first 3 votes I will take. Old, this one. All right, one more. Let's see what you guys want. So we've got a toss-up right now. All right, two out of 3. That's fine. Let's go ahead and change it to the old livery. There we go. I think this one looks better, but that's just me. All right. We are ready now to start pushing back the aircraft. The jetway is out of our way, so we're going to bring up the menu again. And let's see here. Push will bring the pushback truck here. Now, the way you operate the pushback truck is you release the parking brake, and with the throttle, the aircraft start moving, and they use your rudder pedals to steer the aircraft. So that's what we're going to do. As you can see now, we are pushing out of the position. I think we can start the engines there. So we're going to turn on the left and right packs, and we're going to start with, we have to actually be done with the pushback before we can. So let's see here. I'm going to remove the pushback truck, and we're just going to stop the aircraft. Has some really funny things here. All right, so pushback is gone, and we can now start the engines. All right, let's see if we can start the right engine first. And the right engine isn't starting. Right, I've had this issue. Again, this aircraft really, that's why. So the pushback truck is still there. So we're going to click on push again. And now, as you can see, it has released the aircraft. So let's try it again. Let's remove this and head back to the aircraft. And we're going to start the right engine first. And as you can see now, the engine started spooling. All right, and we're going to give it some fuel. I think it's time to introduce some... Neil, how are you doing, my friend? Ahmed, hello there, my friend, and welcome. Brian, hello there, my friend. Yes, those are the BSS sounds. Let's see here. All right, so still starting here. I think we need to bring some lights to the cockpit. So there we go. Some lights here. And panel. There we go. Some nice green there. Do you recommend this plane? No, I do not recommend this plane for a number of reasons, but it remains to be very close to my heart. This is actually the very first payware aircraft I bought for X-Plane. And, okay, let's go ahead and start the second engine. It's got a lot of issues, it's dated. But yeah, I mean, if you enjoy a 777, why not? All right, we can see the second engine now spooling. Right, 21, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and give it fuel. As you can see, it has started again after we introduced fuel. So again, lots and lots of issues with this aircraft, but it is the only available 777 for X-Plane. By the way, the textures that you see in the cockpit are modded textures, but it's not the I believe it's called Pimper, something like that. It's not those. Those won't work with this version of the aircraft. So, unfortunately. All right, let's take a look here. It looks like we have a good start. We're just going to wait for the. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and turn the packs on, and everything now is looking good. All right. We are going to turn on LNAV and VNAV. And we're going to turn the runway turn-off lights, taxi lights, logo and wing lights. And we are now, ladies and gentlemen, ready to taxi to runway 24 for departure. All right. So, if we look here, let's see here. This is 06. I believe runway 24 is all the way on the other end, which is right here, perhaps. Doesn't say, or is it right here? That's 24 right. So it's quite a taxi, but that's fine. All right, we're going to release the parking brake. Our lights are fine. And we're going to introduce a little bit of power here. FMC message. What is it complaining about? Ah, that's fine. I just want to make sure there are, yeah, we're fine there. Okay. We need to set the trim to 5.7. That's about right. Right, let's set our flaps. Not sure why the aircraft doesn't want to move. Huh. Man, it's doing... Oh, reverse thrust is on. Yeah, as you can see, guys, there's a number of things that are not, you know. All right, let's try number 4. All right, so keypad 4, and now we're moving. So definitely does a lot of strange things. Again, a dated aircraft. When it first came out, at the time when I first purchased the aircraft, I think it was phenomenal. It was a lot of fun. But of course, it is. I can't say the same about it now. It's got all the passenger cabins model. That's a nice shot. Kind of getting a little carried away there with the views. All right, here we go. How do you get those views? Well, I use X Camera, and when you X Camera actually gives you the ability to browse through the community created views. So I've actually gotten one of those ready-made sort of view set by someone. I'll show you in a minute as soon as we're airborne and we're stable, because it's going to take some time to stabilize this aircraft once we're up in the air. But yeah, I'll show you X Camera, and I'll show you how to browse through the community created views, and I do the same for X Vision. Nice airport. This is a freeware airport. Quite detailed, of Montreal in Canada. We're going to have to taxi all the way to the end of this taxiway and then make a left for the departing runway. Normally I would place the aircraft in closer proximity to the departing runway, but that would be then the cargo terminal to our right. Welcome to all of you new joiners to the stream. T7 driver, hello there, my friend. And welcome R-Band, hello there. Welcome all of those of you who has just joined us here on the stream. All right, so let's go ahead and bring the weather here. Now the thing is about this aircraft, you cannot operate those buttons independently on each side. So whatever you do here also mimics that on the other side, which is kind of a bummer. And the same thing goes for the FMC. So whatever you do here, it kind of translates there. So definitely not a study level simulation of the Boeing 777, and of course this is completely off this area here. The autopilot is there's a TOCA button here, disconnect button here. This is something that you would not see on the real aircraft. All of the positions of all these buttons is off, but again, like I said, it is the only 777 available for X-plane. How do you get the FD true to real life? I'm not sure I understand your question. Are you doing a TOGA takeoff? Yep, that's exactly what we're going to do. And by the way, this is a short flight, so and it's a real-world flight flown by a 777. we are approaching the runway now. Let's arm the auto throttle. Doors automatic, APU is running. Ah. Right, APU is off. And APU gen is off. Just complaining about the APU gen. Alright, we'll just turn it back on. Alright. Landing lights and strobe lights. We can kill the taxi light off. All right, here we go. It's going to be a struggle to put the aircraft on a reasonable climb rate, but we're going to have to just do some workarounds there. It does look phenomenal, though, I must say. All right, folks, here we are. 24 right. All right, folks, we are clear for takeoff. Runway 24 right. And toga. knots checked. V1, rotate. Positive rate, gear is going up. Flaps 1. And we're going to allow the aircraft to accelerate a little bit here. Right, looking good. All right, let's go ahead and engage the autopilot. Autopilot engaged. And flaps up. I don't know about this wing flex, but it looks all right. A little too much, I think. I think there is also a fix for the wing flex, but definitely you shouldn't be seeing a 777 wiggling like that. But you know, nonetheless, we are airborne and climbing to our cruise altitude. Nice condensation effect here of X-Plane 11. right, so we continue our climb now to 32,000 feet. And everything's looking good. 6,000. Now what I've noticed is that this aircraft struggles quite a bit as soon as we're past 15,000 feet. And the top of descent calculations aren't always correct, so we need to be very careful with the top of descent. But other than that, you know, it's very flyable. I still enjoy it, to be honest, but it is quite buggy, so it could crash. So I've done a few flights. Some of them actually just crashed for no reason. So yeah, you got to be very brave if you want to stream in with this aircraft. Yeah, you definitely have to be very brave. All right, we've got with us sparring boy. Hello there, my friend. All right, we're coming up to 900,000 for 32,000, and we're going to switch off the lights momentarily. All right, so that's the top of climb there. Alrighty, and 10,000 feet. Let's kill the landing lights. Runway turn off lights. And wing lights we can turn off as well. We'll leave the rest of the lights on. Yeah. Let's switch to external view. Alright, I think it's doing okay this time, so it's climbing at a reasonable rate, about 3,200 foot per minute. I think that's pretty good. And we're maintaining about 287 knots, 286, something like that. If we look actually at the FMC, we can, 285 is the current FMC speed. So yeah, we're looking okay in terms of the climb. Oh, so pan speed. So you've got the greater than, or you call it the, let's see, the comma and the period buttons, your keyboard buttons. If you click them, it will take it, you know, back and forth. But if you click those buttons with the shift key, that's how you, you know, you pan faster, either in and out. So zoom in and out with the shift key. What is a good and reliable source for gaming PC parts in the Middle East, Captain? It depends. I don't know. Quite frankly, I'm not very sure as to you know, where you'd find them in the Middle East. But if you're local here in Kuwait, then I can definitely guide you to a couple of really good stores where you can buy, you know, the latest equipment and hardware. Was there an update for the 777? To the best of my knowledge, the last update is already dated, so it's quite old. But yeah, it works with X-Plane 11.51. Not as bad of a wing flex now, but I'm sure we'll start getting the flapping once we are at a higher altitude. Yeah. Alright, so we continue our climb. We're approaching the transition altitude, which is 18,000 feet in Canada. Well, I'm getting some messages from YouTube, but I hope you guys are still able to watch the stream. All right, standard. Bear reference set to standard. Do you know if there are good A340 add-ons for X-Plane? I know that I know Tolis is making one. All right, so we are at another 12,000 feet to go, and we're looking good now. One or two stutters, but nothing's right. Thank you, Dougal. Yeah, I kind of got a message there on my iPad. What did you do to make the 777 flyable? I actually did absolutely nothing other than update it to the latest version. And there are a few things I avoid doing with this aircraft. But yeah, I've done absolutely nothing. Just updated to the latest version, and I installed the BSS sound pack, and that's how you get really the nice engine sounds. Other than that, really nothing. What weather add-on are you using today? I am using for all my streams default X-Plane weather for generation of weather, and the X-Vision Nordic Extreme preset. Yeah, looking good. 23,000. All right, let's take a look here. So 36,000. We're going to maintain 36,000. No, this is the optimal. This is the optimal altitude. 36,000. Actually, if you go here, you'll see top of climb 36 nautical miles. So there are some still VNAV works. Nav radios work. Let's see here. Yeah, once we're at the cruise altitude, we'll be able to do the forecast for the descent. There's also hold, if that's what you choose to do, and it actually works. So I've tested this, and it does work. SATCOM not available. Okay. All right. So another 7,000 feet, and we will be at our cruise altitude. We are looking pretty good. Do you have a homemade cockpit? No, I don't. Well, you could call it a homemade cockpit, considering all the equipment that I have. But no, it's not a homemade cockpit in the sense that I don't have all the panels and all that good stuff. I considered actually buying the Airbus home cockpit. It is very pricey, about 25,000 euros, but it is absolutely amazing. The only problem I have here is I don't have the space, so I'll probably make this a project for the future, and I'll build a a home cockpit. Yes, there is a great WingFlex fix for this bird on the org forum, much better than the realistic WingFlex. But yes, I agree. There is a I've seen the fix. I just haven't really bothered with it for this flight today. But overall, I think this aircraft is sentimental rather than anything else, at least as far as I'm concerned. Being the first payware aircraft I got for X-Plane, I've done a lot of flights initially with this aircraft. I was very eager to buy the liveries for it. But yeah, unfortunately, the project was pretty much, I would say, abandoned by Flight Factor. But, they have some really great aircraft. The Flight Factor A320. The Flight Factor 757 and 767, So those are pretty much in active development. They are receiving constant updates. This aircraft has received updates as well. So they upgraded the textures a little bit, fixed a few things, made it compatible with X-Plane 11, but that's pretty much it. Right, we're approaching 30,000 feet now. What is better, Microsoft Flight Simulator, normal or premium? So the only difference between normal and premium is the number of airports, aircraft, and aircrafts. I think that's the only difference. So with a premium, you'll get more airports and more aircraft. With the basic one, I think you don't get all the airline. I think you get the Airbus, but you don't get the 747 or something like that. But you can consult the Microsoft or the Flight Simulator page for the differences between the different licenses. All right, a few hundred feet and we will level off at 32,000 feet, which is our final cruise altitude for this flight today. And as you can see now, the power lever is being retarded as we approach the final cruise altitude of 32,000 feet. Do you think there will be a 777 version 2? I very much doubt that Flight Factor would do that, but I sure do hope that other developers would develop a decent 777 for X-Plane 11. And we know for a fact that you know, PMDG isn't going to you know, which is a bummer. They've actually ceased all development for X-Plane 11, and they decided that they are going to focus strictly on Microsoft Flight Simulator and P3D moving forward. The news was, you know, pretty disheartening, I must say, but you know, that's what they've chosen to do, and you know, I respect their decision. All right, let's put there we go. At least for situational awareness, we know where we are. Okay. Here's an external view. Alright, we're not too far from the top of descent mark, so if we bring up the FMC now and we look at program. Alright, 69 nautical miles. So we should be there momentarily. Not a very long flight, as I've indicated. Right, let me take your questions now and see what you guys let's see. They confirmed it's coming when, who knows? Well, if they are going to do a 777 version 2, I would be very happy to see it. I know they are working on a 787 though, so that's kind of exciting. And I've been, you know, downloading some mods for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and so in terms of the scenery and the depiction of weather, I think it looks great, but it still lacks, you know, high fidelity aircraft in my view, with the exception of the fly-by-wire Airbus mod, which kind of, you know, upgrades the default Airbus to where, you know, you get to really enjoy the aircraft and enjoy Microsoft Flight Simulator, but all the rest are kind of, you know, mediocre planes. I do like the C152 in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but yeah, that's about it. I think I would join you in having preferred a 777 version 2 before the 787. But yeah. Just those urban lighting is just phenomenal with the X-Vision presets. So I'm going to plan a group flight probably in the days to come, and the way that we are going to be all talking to one another is going to be through my Discord channel. There is already a channel set up for streaming, which is for audio, and that is going to be set. I will post the instructions in the community tab. I'm going to begin with members only for the group flight. So we will I will be announcing it in the community tab for members. I will publish all the details, and you know, we'll go flying and I'll test things out, and maybe once, you know, we're confident, then we'll do one for everyone on the channel here. But definitely I know I haven't been given my members a lot in terms of the perks, but hopefully you know, more to come in the coming days and weeks. I just got my new PC and currently installing MSFS. I still need to download XP11 and I don't know how to move it on my new PC. Well, my recommendation is if you can just copy everything in X-Plane. So install X-Plane without any scenery, and then just move all the scenery folders through an external hard drive. But definitely move do the install through the X-Plane installer. That's what I normally do, so that to avoid, you know, the long downloads from the X-Plane servers. Yeah, like Dougal said, you could actually move the whole thing. You can just move the folder somewhere else if that's what you want to do. But if it's a different PC altogether, so you can just copy the scenery folder, custom scenery folder. It's the largest by far, and just do a regular installation of X-Plane just without the scenery. So just uncheck all the scenery and move the folders there, just run an update after that, and you should be good to go. All right, we are approaching our top of descent, folks, so let's bring up the FMC, and we're gonna go to program 36 nautical miles before top of descent. Let's go to initialization. We're gonna take a note of the final speed here. So we're gonna do flaps 30, 145 knots, 30145 knots. And that is now set. And in the beginning of this stream, we've taken notice of our platform altitude for runway 23 at Toronto, which is 3,000 feet. So we are going to reset the MCP altitude now to 3,000 feet. And we are approximately 32 nautical miles now from top of descent. So we're not too far. Now, for some reason, this aircraft did not want to do an automatic descent at the top descent point in previous flights. So what I would have to do is do a flight change, and then we will control the speed manually throughout until we reach our destination. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, it's a hefty machine, definitely. But the most expensive piece in this machine is the graphics card, and it has improved without a doubt the performance of X-Plane and Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I think it offers only about 20% more performance over the 3080. So with the price difference, I don't think that the 3090 is value for money. So if you are shopping for a graphics card, definitely go for the 3080. The 3090 is suitable for, you know, 8K displays and really involved renders of 3D objects and things like that. So If you're going to just get it for the simulator, I would say stay away from the 3090, not value for money, and it's not worth it if you're just going to use it for flight simming. I'm reaching TD soon. I think we might descend at the same time. Oh, that's cool. Benny, hello there, my friend. I don't think I've seen you previously in the stream tonight, so hello there and welcome to Kung Fu Guy. Hello there, my friend, and welcome. Alright, we should begin the descent momentarily, and if the aircraft doesn't do it, then we will force it through a flight change. Alright, time for some external views. Right, you can see the flapping now again of the wing. Alright, we're getting closer to the top of descent mark. Let's take a quick look here. 14 nautical miles for top of descent. Everything seems to be flapping, including the speed. Just look at that. It just keeps jumping back and forth. But yeah, overall, I think we're doing all right. The cloud cover does look nice, Amar. Yes, I agree with you. Sometimes it looks even better than this. It's just that it really depends. Now, by the way, I've tried Sky, what do you call it? Active Sky XP to generate the weather, and it actually there is actually a difference between how X-Plane generates the weather. So I think they come from different sources, and in Active Sky XP there is the ability to inject VATSIM weather. So that is always a useful thing. And yeah, you would definitely get far more coverage with Active Sky XP. But for me, I don't think the difference warrants, you know, the performance loss, as you know, with Active Sky XP, you know, you get a lot of you know, weather layers. So if you're happy with 2-3 layers, you know, you're fine with X-Plane weather. The same thing for FS Global Real Weather. So it actually is the meteorological data being injected in the sim is very accurate. All right, so here's the top of descent mark. We can see that the aircraft this time did not fail me, and it actually did start the automatic descent on its own. But let's see how it behaves. We can see the speed is now reducing to maybe about 256, and yeah, we should get slightly more. Let's see here. We'll see how this works out. Alright, so we should increase the rate of descent, but we're just going to give it some time. Yeah, we have to be very careful with this aircraft. Let's see here. Let's take a look. So in 20 nautical miles, we need to be at 25.6. And at this rate, I don't think that we will be able to achieve that. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to say flight change. And let's see if that helps. That's definitely helping now. And we are now descending through 30,000 feet to 3,000. The best clouds for X-plane, in my view, if I am to consider performance, the visual elements, I would say go for X-Vision. But if your machine can take it, maybe you can go for something like X-Enviro. But I don't recommend it in its current state. I would say wait for X-Enviro as performance optimizations are being introduced into the plugin. So just give it some time and it should be all right. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to manage the speed throughout the flight. We're going to depend on the FMC and knowledge of the Boeing speeds as we approach our destination. By the way, just for those of you who like to browse the X camera community folders, you can go to your X-plane, your X camera, and from the control panel, if you go to File and go to Browse Community Aircraft, and now from here, if you type into the filter, so if I type 777, as you can see, I start getting the different files. Now a POV of about 85 is what I'm looking for. So normally I just look for the 300 ER with that's the LR, and there you go. So this one is the one that I have, I believe, the one that I've imported. So just say import and it would bring it over to to your X-plane. So that's how we deal with this, and let's say cancel here. That's much better, isn't it? All right, and the next thing is also for XP Realistic. What I do is if you go to the control panel and if you go to the profile and click on Profile Cloud, then you'll get all the really fine folks that uploaded their presets, which you can then import, and it would be automatic. The only thing you need to be aware of is when you import a new X camera preset, you need to do the following. You just need to make sure the effect plugin is selected here as XP Realistic. Otherwise, you will not see the XP Realistic effects in the cockpit. So down to 25,000. We're still looking okay. Let's see, 2,500. So I think we're looking all right. Yeah, so X camera is not for. It's actually free if you don't want to save the presets. Okay, so you can download X camera and start using it, but it won't save your settings. So if you don't want to pay for it, it's not a very expensive product to buy. But yeah, you can use it for free without the ability to save. All right, we're looking good. And we keep descending about 1,800 feet, which is okay. The transition altitude in Canada is 18,000 feet, and you can see that this is the localizer is somewhere right over there. By the way, we never allowed the passengers to do anything. That's fine. But we're going to turn on both on now. My A320neo is shut down when I put my park brake off. Is that in Microsoft Flight Simulator or X-Plane? It's my birthday 3 days ago, and my first joystick is arriving in 2 to 3 days. Well, happy birthday, happy belated happy birthday for you, my friend. I hope that your special day was a pleasant one, and that you got to have fun, relax, and enjoy it with your loved ones. Is the 777 worth it? In my view, no, it is not worth it. Don't invest your money in this aircraft as of yet. If there is a version 2 coming out, I'd definitely wait. But this aircraft is it is not a study level simulation of the aircraft. It is slightly resemblant of the 777 in terms of how it looks, but definitely not how it flies. Those would be my my thoughts on the 777. Otherwise, you know, it looks okay. I mean, if here you guys can see for yourselves, there are a few mods there to enhance the visuals. But yeah, from my perspective, definitely not worth the money. All right, let's see here. We can turn this off. Yeah. 19,000 feet, almost at our transition altitude. The A300, without a doubt, by I&I build, is the aircraft of the year for 2020. Highly recommended aircraft, very immersive, extreme fun to fly, takes quite a bit to learn it as well. So definitely the I&I build A300 is one that I would highly recommend. Very well made aircraft, and by account of real world Airbus pilots, it actually does fly very much like the real aircraft, and the depth of system simulation is pretty close to the real aircraft as well. So near study level simulation, if not study level simulation, of the A300. Had my seatbelt on all the time. Most enjoyable flight. Thanks for the X-camera. Oh, you're most welcome, Dublin. Des, you're most welcome, my friend. Glad the tips were useful for you. Right, we continue our descent, transition altitude. Let's bring Sim Toolkit Pro real quick for a quick look at the weather at our destination. So the destination, as you can see here, we've got 240, 20 gusting wind to 29 knots, 15 for the visibility, few 3,000, broken at 4,100. Altimeter is 29993. All right, 29993 is now set. All right, 29993. We continue our descent to 3,000. We're looking good. Alrighty. Hey Q8, thank you for the stream, but I'm going to be landing soon. Have a great day. Well, you too, my friend. Enjoy your landing, and hopefully it will be a safe and fun one. Take care of your passengers there. I hope you get the claps. Are you using the BSS sound? Yes, I am using the BSS sound pack. All right, 13,000 for 3,000, so we're almost there now. All right, let's take a note of the speed. So the speed, the FMC speed is 220 knots, which is due in about 23 nautical miles. We're still looking okay. Nice sky colors. And it looks like it's going to be a rough approach into Toronto. And this is one thing I think there was a tip from one of you guys to do more flights in Canada because the weather is most interesting. And I think I'd have to agree that flying in Canada, you get all kinds of weather. And it's quite challenging to, some approaches are extremely challenging while flying in Canada, so definitely a lot of fun to fly in this region. I'm not sure why I haven't done so in the past, but yeah, definitely it really puts your flying skills to the challenge. So yeah. Have you noticed any benefit of a curved versus flat monitor for a flight sim? Well, I'll tell you folks, the curved monitor is absolutely phenomenal for a flight sim. It's very, very immersive. It's pretty wide, so it gives you, you know, quite a scene. It was very difficult to, so when I stream, I use my 2K monitor. When I'm not streaming, I use my 34-inch curved monitor, which is so much fun. And I feel, you know, when I stream in the using my 2K monitor, it's just, it doesn't feel right. I feel there's something missing. So definitely, if you are not a streamer and resolution is not an issue for you, I definitely recommend a curved monitor. It's just so much better. And it really puts you in the mood, you know. It's very immersive, I tell you that much. Yeah, definitely there are some really nice payware airports for you know, Canadian airports. The one we're flying to now in Toronto is a payware airport. I'm not sure if it was by Canada for X-Plane or someone else, but phenomenal airport, really. Very, very good. The stream is going to help me so much. I'm going to fly this route as soon as you land. Oh, perfect. Well, I'm glad that, you know, the channel is of use to you. Oh, we are below 10,000 feet, folks. It looks like it's raining here. Let's turn on our landing lights, and we're going to start reducing our speed now to 220 knots. You know what? Let me extend the speed brakes here and just make sure that we expedite the deceleration. There we go. It looks like we have some heavy rain here and we're going through the clouds, so let's go ahead and turn on the anti-ice for both engines and the wings. Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be an interesting approach. And the 777 it just acts really weird. I think the aircraft itself acts really weird because it's dated. I don't think it's been updated. But let's see what happens. Should be fun. Right, let's take a look here at our 7 knots, so 720, 220. So yeah, we're a bit ahead of time, but we're looking okay. Just look at that. Gorgeous. This looks phenomenal, folks. I mean, that is one hell of a screenshot right there. Gotta love it. Hello there, Silvano, my friend. I don't speak Italian, if that's what it is, so I apologize. Down to 6,000. And we're still maintaining 220 knots. 145 is our approach speed. Platform altitude is 3,000. And we are slightly too low, but that's all right. We should be getting a rain effect, which is a funny rain effect for the 777, but I'm not sure why we're not getting it now. Down to 4,000 for 3,000. Well, we're not too far off now from our destination. God, those clouds look terrible. There's just sprites moving, you know, moving away from us. They look terrible as you fly through them. So hopefully X-Plane will receive an update in the future that will introduce, you know, better weather depiction elements in this sim. All right, we are down to 4,000 for 3,000. We're looking good, folks. And let's just take a note of the speed. 220 throughout until we are established. So we're looking good. Nice condensation again from X-Plane 11. I do not like the flip-flopping of the wings, but other than that, this looks pretty good, guys. All right, we're almost at 3,000, and we'll be able to intercept the localizer somewhere here. It actually looks pretty good. I mean, especially now with all the lights, you know, it's not too bad in terms of the visuals. Now you can see the aircraft starting to oscillate, and that is the effect of the wind. Now I'm not sure if a 777, you know, would do this in real life. You know, oscillate left and right, up and down, as much as what this aircraft is currently experiencing. But I don't know. Could be realistic, could be not. But we are now approaching the, I think the runway is somewhere right over there. Visibility is not that great, but still pretty good. Yeah, it looks like there's some heavy rain here as we approach our destination. Right, here's our turn, and then momentarily we are going to intercept the localizer. Time for some flaps. Yeah, just not yet. As soon as we begin our turn here, we're going to reduce our speed to 180 knots. We're going to go to flaps 5. But we still have quite a way here, so about 12 nautical miles, so it should be sufficient for us to reduce our speed and yeah, lower our flaps. Love the lights and the haze right there, or the fog, whatever it is. I think it looks pretty good. All right, here's the turn. As soon as the turn is complete, we are going to start reducing our speed and introduce flaps. All right, let's go ahead and start reducing our speed to, we're going to begin with 200 knots. Speed check, flaps 1. Right, let's arm the speed brake. Auto brake set to 2. Let's go ahead and turn on the runway turn-off lights, wing lights. All is looking good there. Now with this aircraft, you can't really engage the approach button until you're pretty much there. So let me reduce the range here. So we are currently at 200 knots, flaps 1. Auto brake is set to 2. And everything else is looking good. Visibility is not bad, but we still don't see the runway in sight. Still quite a ways, somewhere right over there. I love the lights in X-Plane 11. Right, let's switch to external view. That is a beautiful scene right there. Alright, so we are now approaching final. So the airport is somewhere right over there. So what we are going to do momentarily is we're going to start reducing our speed to 180 knots and go to flaps 5. But let's, yeah, not yet. So approach still doesn't want to work yet. I think that's the runway right there to our left. Yep, that's definitely the airport. And here's our turn. There we go. Yeah, still the approach button still won't activate now. And now it activated, so we're going to reduce our speed to 180 knots. Speed check. Flaps 5. And we're landing runway 23, folks. And we're going to maintain 180 knots at 3,000 until established on the glide slope. Or actually, once we see this dot started moving, we're going to start reducing our speed. But we are looking good for now. Now, just if you happen to have the 777 and you are approaching final, you want to disconnect your autopilot, you need to click this button here. So don't disconnect it via clicking on the button here, because you will get the warning and it just won't go away. So just make sure you click on disconnect here to disconnect the autopilot. We are looking good now, folks, for our approach. There is some really strong wind as we come into land. The autopilot is doing its thing now, but here's a look at the external view, or wing view, beg your pardon. Love the condensation effect in X-Plane 11. So we are approximately, let's see here, about 9 nautical miles, slightly more, about 9 to about 13 nautical miles from the runway. So probably after Calvi, we're going to start seeing the needle moving down. X-Plane night environment looks great. Absolutely, looks phenomenal. I like the condensation effect. Are all but realistic. Yeah, I mean, it's not realistic, but at least it's there. And at least it follows the weather conditions, so you won't get it, for example, on a hot summer day. But there's definitely room for improvement. But I like the night lighting in X-Plane a lot. I think it's very realistic. And in some scenes, I think I like it even better than Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, that's the runway ahead of us. Right, let's do the final check, folks. Just to make sure everything is okay here. Passenger and non-smoking signs are turned on. Lights are on. Landing lights, runway turn-off lights, and everything else is on. Auto brake is set to 2. And we are at flaps 5. And we should start reducing our speed momentarily. Now we can see the needle moving. All right, glide slope is active. We're going to reduce our speed to 160 knots and flaps 15. Right, gear is going down. Gear is down and locked into position. Not sure why. There we go. Approach. go to 155. Flaps 25. We're too high. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set the speed to 145. Not sure why it hasn't. Let's see here. And we're going to go to flaps 30. And I'm going to disconnect the autopilot and my aircraft. For some reason, the glide slope did not activate. And yeah, that's pretty normal with this aircraft. As you can see, there is some strong wind. We'll leave the auto throttle for now just to reduce the workload in the cockpit, but there is some very strong wind, which we need to compensate for. The flight factor 777 is now definitely acting up. So you guys want to do a prediction of what our landing rate is going to be? Go ahead and let me know. Brought it back on track. I tell you guys, the wind is just crazy. Wow, the wind is just whoa. Going to kill the auto throttle now. And let's see if we can bring this aircraft safely on the ground. It's a long landing. Right, reversers are out. Knots. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toronto. We've made it safely here. All right, let's see. Auto brake turned off. Let's retract the flaps. Taxi lights on, landing lights off, strobes are off. And we can actually taxi, it's a long taxi to the terminal. So what we're going to do, just in the interest of time, is we're going to park right to the left, the FedEx terminal here. So did you guys get the landing rate minus 120? Oh, that's all right. All right, we're going to bring the aircraft to a complete stop, and then we'll do a replay and take a look at the landing. Just look at that. That's it. By the way, this is a really good scenery of Toronto. All right, FedEx terminal will do. All right. Set the parking brake and let's kill the engines. All right, let's take a look at our landing. Say right about here. Well, folks, I hope that you've enjoyed this live stream today. It was definitely fun flying this legacy Boeing 777 from Montreal to Toronto. Really, flying in Canada is quite fun, and for a lot of different reasons. It's great scenery and some really challenging approaches. If you have any questions, folks, please do post them in the comments section below. I want to thank you very much for tuning in tonight, and I hope that you've enjoyed the stream. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.